might think that, with people like Don Jr. basically kissing Putin's ass and calling him a strong man and saying he's outsmarting the president and that America's weak and broken and it'll never survive and yada yada, and without your dad, America is nothing. That might sound un-American to you, but no. Diamond and Silk want to tell you and everybody else that Trump supporters are pro-America. Yeah. Diamond and Silk on Crystal Clear. That's the show on Newsmax that they're on. I guess is that what their show is called? I don't know. They have a podcast and they have they're on shows and then they do this and they're always in the same spot. Now even with my moving shit, I've shown up in other locations, but this is a green screen. I could be anywhere. They're always right next to the dining room. It's very confusing. The whole thing, very confused. All right, so Diamond and Silk want to tell us that Trump supporters are pro-America. Regular rhinos? Pfft, fuck those guys. Let's go. Let's see. Come on, Diamond and Silk. Let's do this.
Looking at, I like to look at Twitter and I like to look at all.
Hold on. Wait.
I've been looking at, I like to look at Twitter and I like to.
Yeah, who doesn't?
Look at all of these other social media platforms and I'm looking at the left-leaning liberals.
Yeah, the left-leaning liberals, as opposed to the right-leaning liberals. Yeah, there's a different group. The left versus Trump supporters. Okay, here we go.
And how they are referring to Trump supporters as anti-government extremists.
Yeah, not all of them, obviously. Just the ones that still support him.
But what I need to inform the left about is that, no, Trump supporters are not anti-government.
Right.
We like limited government, but we are pro-America.
But one second. I just got a notification on my watch. Thank you, CSL. Thank you, Suzanne, for... Oh, I appreciate it. Love you, bro. Here's the new iPad. Oh, thank you. Yes, helping us replace that thing. Christ, that thing's been limping. On the Venmo, by the way, I know my head's in the way, but the Venmo thing is there. When I'm by my... Where is it? There you go. I can point. I know what direction it is. If you use your phone on that little guy, especially when I'm on this screen, it's right there. If you take a little picture of that with your phone, you can donate to the show using Venmo. It's a great way to do it. And YouTube and Twitch don't take a cut of that. That just exists. So thank you for that, Suzanne. I appreciate it. And I'm glad I saw it. So bless you. Here we go. So back to the left versus Trump supporters. Yes, you are anti-government extremists. You want the U.S. government, the government of the United States of America, the country to which you pledge allegiance to the flag, and for what it's worth, to whomever, under God, as much as you give a shit until you're mad. I forget what we got to come up with a Trump Pledge of Allegiance. It's totally different than what the rest of us do. But you want, it's very important that you want the U.S. government to be small enough that Putin can drown it in a bathtub. Got it. That a Venezuelan dictator can choke it in its sleep.
American.
That's right.
We like life, liberty, the pursuit of happiness.
Yeah, we can do that anywhere. We can do that in a raft in the middle of the Pacific Ocean. Fuck that.
And we believe in the Constitution.
Yeah, the Constitution. By the way, that's what they call it when you sign up at Costco now. It's the Constitution. You sign a little document that says you're not going to pretend to be a business when you're a person or pretend to be a person when you're a business.
Right. Now, the Biden regime took an oath to up.
Regime. It's a French word. Anyways.
Hold the Constitution.
Right.
But it is being alleged that they are now planning to release a list of conservative social media influencers that followed.
It's being alleged? Okay, well, let me know when they do.
That were followed by the January 6th defendants that questioned the integrity of the 2020 election. And this list also includes members of Congress. Well, if this is true, somebody need to go tell Jim Crow Joe Biden he's overstepping his boundaries.
He's overstepping his boundaries. So so RICO laws are un-American, according to Diamond and Silk.
That's right. Because he don't get to bully people into silence by weaponizing the government and his regime against we, the American people.
That's pure intimidation.
That's what it is.
It's totally intimidation. Like like, it's so funny when cops will often intimidate a bank robber, for example, and I just think that's rude. Somebody comes, when when a guy's got somebody hostage and he's holding a gun to their head and the cops are yelling expletives in an attempt to intimidate. There's government agents in their black and white cars with the lights on top, intimidating that poor hostage taker. And then they arrest the guy and they go look at his who he was in contact with because a couple people escaped. You get his phone and they intimidate the driver.
And he needs to understand this is the United States of America.
That's right.
We don't need for him to get it twisted.
That's right.
Yeah, you don't get it twisted. I mean, it looks like they're in a hotel in Greece, but sure.
Had to, just in case I don't ever talk about it again, get it off my
You probably won't.
chest.
Okay.
But let me get something else off my chest.
Let's go.
Kamala Harris, she got problems, y'all.
Uh-huh.
If y'all don't believe me, take a look at this.
There are a whole lot of people, especially people who live in rural communities, who don't, there's no Kinkos, there's no Office Max near them. People have to understand that when we're talking about voter ID laws, be clear about who you have in mind and what would be required of them to prove who they are. Of course, people have to prove who they are, but not in a way that makes it almost impossible for them to prove who they are.
Right.
So
we've covered that clip when other people have done it and it's making the rounds. That's the current anti-Kamala clip that's been going around. Please tell us from the piece of paper that the folks at the Heritage Foundation faxed you how she thinks rednecks don't know how a photocopy machine. Just, you know what? Just do your best Dan Bongino.
So
Yeah.
did you know one who is deficient in judgment, sense, or understanding is what you call a fool?
Oh.
Sure. I mean, there's a lot more categories than someone who's just deficient in judgment. I mean, I expect a hat with bells.
Woo? Well, Kamala Harris
Woo?
is a fool.
Yeah.
And the reason why I say that
Yeah, please tell us. Please explain.
is that,
Sorry, Harris. It's hard for people to photocopy an ID. Not exactly a quote, and there's no quotes on it. So this is what we all heard what Kamala Harris said and the concerns that she has about making it difficult for people and, of course, costing them money, these mini poll taxes that they're kind of stacking on people. But what we're reading right here is not what Newsmax thinks or whatever. This is what Diamond and Silk heard when Kamala Harris spoke. So this is through a dumb shit filter, in case you don't know how to. In case there's not an Office Max with a dumb shit filter near you.
every citizen in a rural area, most of them have cell phones.
That's right.
Most of them. But that, a cell phone, I think you would agree, is an optional item that's a privilege, not a right. No one has a right to a cell phone. If you want to, do they have Obama phones?
Right.
So they can make
Hype train! Thanks everybody in Twitch, by the way, for that.
a copy of anything
Yeah.
using your cell phone.
Using your cell
And
phone.
Right. What are you going to do with that copy when you do it? If you don't have a printer?
here's my theory. Instead
Okay, here's our theory.
of going door to door to give out vaccines, Kamala Harris and them need to be going door to door to give out copy of machines.
Yeah, that's cost efficient. Sure. So they moved from Obama phones. Now we have Biden copiers.
She don't think that these people have a way to make copies of their credentials.
Well, notice how the narrative have switched
Yeah, we keep. Yeah.
from not being able to get an ID to now not being able to photocopy your ID.
See,
Well, that's because it's mail-in voting versus in-person voting. So if you go in person, use a photo ID. If they need to include a copy with it, there would be a copier there. The election official helping you would take a photocopy of your ID, attach it to your ballot, and then you would go and do that. Or you would scan it on the actual device, and it would be included with that. Obviously, violates your privacy as a voter, but whatever. But this would be for mail-in votes, and if it's required for a mail-in vote, then you either have to own a copier or scanner, you have to own a cell phone that can take a good enough picture and then print that out. So you have to have a printer that works, you have to have toner and all that kind of stuff, or you have to be able to go to an Office Max or have someone take you. And then there are laws about who can take you. If it's for the purpose of helping you vote, they could be violating some of these other laws. That's the issue. It's a poll tax. But what would you ladies know about the concept of poll tax?
See, it's always something,
Yeah.
isn't it?
And when you
It is. It's always something that Republicans are trying to do to stop people from voting.
think about Kamala Harris, it may be hard for her to find a photocopy.
Why?
Just like it's hard for her to find the southern border.
Oh, okay. That's
You know what I'm
I
saying?
told you.
She
Well, she went to the southern border.
having that issue.
She
okay?
has some.
No, she's been there.
Okay.
And she got to understand Kinkos have been closed for a year.
That's right.
Oh, this is the whole, like, they don't call them Kinkos anymore. They call them FedEx office. But it's a good point. Stick to it. I think this really sells it. That nobody calls it Kinkos anymore, even though everybody calls it Kinkos.
So she's out of touch.
Fed
Yeah, she is totally out of touch. I don't know why the vice president doesn't stop using the vernacular Kinkos for any place you can make copies.
brought out Kinko in 2004. Okay, so technically it
Yes, and they were FedEx Kinkos for another 8 years.
would be hard for anybody to find a Kinko's, but for my people,
She also said an Office Max, I think, right? So that's not gonna Staples.
of color. Just
Yes.
let me say this.
Come
here.
on, say it, girl.
You know, she's basically saying you're incapable
Yes.
and not knowledgeable about getting a copy of your ID.
No, she's saying that basically it shouldn't be your responsibility to have to pay for anything extra to vote.
But here's the kicker.
Come on.
Here's the kicker. Let's go.
At least you have an ID.
That's right. That's right. Now, listen to me, you all.
Yeah.
There's a difference between being ignorant and a fool.
Uh-huh.
That's true. Do you guys pick one each day for the thing? You're like, today I'll be ignorant, you be the fool, and then we'll flip tomorrow? How do you choose? Whoever wears the red dress?
Ignorant is just like you just unlearned.
Unlearned.
So this lady don't have any type of understanding. I'm sorry, you all. Kamala Harris is a fool.
No connect.
Well, no, it's out of touch would be a form of ignorance. If you're going to make the case you made before. I mean, unless you're saying that fools are caring individuals, they may be misguided, but they're trying to help. But then you got me, because neither one of you would be a fool then. Good for you.
Connection with the people.
That's right.
At all.
Yes. Okay, so let's move the story on. You know,
Yeah, move the story on.
the Cubans are protesting for freedom.
Yeah.
And they
Uh-huh.
are tired of being under this communist regime.
Yeah.
Did
Yes, the routine.
you know, Silk, that they only give them 5 eggs a month? And
5 eggs a month.
$15 a month to live off of.
Yes, communism and socialism suck. There, you heard me say it. That's I kill right-wing talking points. It's what I do.
Listen, we wouldn't be able to live through that.
No.
No, of course. That's half an omelet for you.
Because by the time we eat 4 eggs in the morning.
That's right.
Is it 2 apiece, or would you fight over the 5th
2
one?
for you and 2 for me.
Right.
So we would be able
What?
we eat 4 eggs in the morning.
That's right.
2 for you and 2 for me.
Right.
Right, so you'd have 1 egg left over, and then you'd eat something else for breakfast, or like bagels or something like that, I guess.
So we wouldn't be able to live under this here regime.
Regime.
I don't think you would.
But Biden is claiming to help them. But did you know the Biden administration said that he would jail anybody that comes over here from Cuba?
What? They're gonna jail? Well, gosh, how many eggs do you get in jail? Shit, that sounds like a good deal. Or perhaps people will be returned to their home country like the majority of people who try to get in the country illegally.
It's been alleged that he will jail them.
Yeah, but your average prisoner gets a couple eggs a day. I'm just saying, it sounds like an upgrade temporarily.
Wow.
Okay, but
Wow.
you are okay with
I'm just saying, both of you would have done just fine in prison. You know, I mean, I could probably teach you how to sharpen a toothbrush. I could give you a couple of lessons,
Our
but
southern border being open.
wide open.
it's wide open. Yeah, that wall sucks. Glad see you guys thought Diamond and Silk and I couldn't agree on anything. But the one thing this is a bonding moment. Diamond and Silk and I agree that the wall ain't shit. That Trump spent all this money building almost 500 miles of wall, right? And it doesn't fucking work. It's a porous mess that anybody can get over. Thank you, Diamond and Silk, for finally calling out the stupid idea of the wall. It just sucks. It didn't work at all. It's terrible. It was a bad design, bad idea. It was poorly implemented and cheaply constructed, and it's not even painted.
These people are experiencing this communist regime that only give them
Regime? How many ways do you have of pronouncing that word?
5
Regime?
eggs a month to live off of.
5 eggs. That's it. No other food. Just 5 eggs. I'm just gonna. I'm not defending the communist regime. It sucks. Fuck the Castros. Fuck communism. You heard me say it. But I think there's the 5 eggs they get a month is per family member, and then they use them to bake and other shit. Okay.
And $15, and you want to tell me that
Wait, 5 eggs and $15? You didn't say that. That sounds like, I don't know.
they can't seek asylum here in the United States? That lets me know. See, this is what the Biden regime, in my humble opinion, is trying to do. You trying to usher us into this communist foolishness.
That's
Look
right.
at the
Wait, are we sending Diamond and Silk to Cuba? Is that the plan now? I did not get my Biden memo today. I should have checked. The Biden administration usually DMs me. Well, not directly. They do it through a Soros account, but and to tell me what, of course, my talking points are, which I've really been astray from those for a while. Fuck communism was not in there, I gotta say. Not from the Soros talking points anyways. I can never tell. I mean, the Biden Soros talking points, they all intertwine. But does anybody in the chat room know? You guys know, right? Are we shipping them straight to Cuba, or are we just pushing them off and hoping they get there?
inflation.
We'll give them each 5 eggs. We'll give them each faux eggs, and
Look at how food prices are going up.
Yeah.
Pretty soon, we won't be able to buy eggs.
That's right.
Mhm.
Anytime you as the government, okay,
Yes.
to
Yeah,
play
okay.
doctor, and you want to
excuse me? I give a lot of leeway to the government, but if they want to play doctor,
Drop your shorts and bend over, Mr. Babar.
I get a little nervous.
Moon River.
So, just
to force an experimental vaccine on the American people.
Come on.
well, nobody's forcing it on you. You're being coaxed. You can argue that it's being emotionally coercive at max, but no one is holding you down. Honest to God, genuinely speaking, if the government wanted to give these 2 ladies a shot, they'd have it by now. There's no way they're having an armed David Koresh style standoff in that fucking apartment. They'd never, they wouldn't even make it out of the lobby of their fucking building.
Without even knowing their medical history.
Yes.
There's
What?
Come on.
without even knowing
Wait, I don't even know what I don't know what this talking point even is.
as the government,
Mhm.
okay,
Yes.
to
Right.
play doctor. And you want to force an experimental vaccine on the American
You couldn't help my joke by saying experimental injection. Come on. I mean, you were teeing me up for so many good jokes
people
Come on.
without
on the American people. Come on.
even knowing their medical history.
Yes.
What?
There's a problem here. This is just like Cuba.
What do you mean without knowing your medical? The government's not supposed to know your medical history, dumb shit. let me get this straight. The two of you are arguing that the government, these small government ladies, are suggesting that the government needs to keep records on all the citizens so that it can know the potential side effects of things that it might suggest that they take. There you have it. So Diamond and Silk want the government to maintain medical records on every American citizen. Lunacy, big government nonsense. Fuck you, commies, and your ridiculous socialist plan to take over our healthcare.
So Biden can't help Cuba.
No.
Because he's trying to change the United States into Cuba.
That's right. And those people are running here.
Well, I mean, obviously, we'd all be on ice cream rations. That would never work.
To the United States because they have a place to run.
Right.
But if we don't stand up,
Come on.
where are we going to run?
Where?
Well, yeah, we're not going to run to Cuba.
And I want to know, why is the Biden regime being racist towards the Cuban people?
Well, they're not, because there's black people in Cuba. There's Spanish descendants and Puerto Rican descendants and others in Cuba. The Cubans are not our specific race. I mean, Cubans are a large group down there, but there's a variety of them. It's more of a political problem. See, the Biden administration has a problem with communism and does not trust the regime to send rafts over of alleged refugees and not have Cuban spies and other people that are actually working for the regime among them. So it's just saying, everybody stay over there and we'll work out and make sure the government's giving you enough stuff.
You got our southern border wide open.
Well, no, obviously it's not Biden that has it wide open. It's the shitty wall. We were so close.
If anybody deserves to be here for freedom, it's the people of Cuba.
Well, let them in. I mean, this is a turning point. Yeah. Come on, Cubans. Get in this country. I'm for it.
They only eating 5 eggs a month.
Yeah, they're used to it. They're not even gonna, one Cuban would eat half of a Diamond and Silk omelet a month.
How you gonna live off $15 a month?
Well, it's a communist regime, so they give you a good portion of your supplies. The $15 is probably just for ancillary stuff, cigarettes and alcohol and other things that the state doesn't provide. They provide you with they don't actually do it, but the $15 a month is for the extra shit, so that you can walk around amongst the tourists in the state-owned hotels and not look like the dregs of humanity. So they let you buy a new shirt every month and shit like that. Like a $3 shirt and a cigar and some shit. You can walk around pretending everything's okay. That's the $15 is for. Just
What kind of foolishness is this?
it's foolishness. It is rampant
Girl,
foolishness.
you know what? But the
What?
whole world has got to stand up against these countries that have their feet on people's necks.
Yes.
People are tired, Silk.
That's right.
Of this.
They're exhausted.
People.
Yeah, especially Pakistan and the Congo and Haiti and Venezuela, most of South America, Guatemala. They're all tired of Cuba's bullshit. Iran, sick of it.
People want to be free.
Right. So boots on the ground, we should attack Cuba. Okay, cool. So we got out of Afghanistan just in time for Diamond and Silk to suggest that we attack Cuba.
And for God's sake, they want to be able to eat and take care of their families.
Yeah, and you can't do that with $15 and 5 eggs.
Especially more than 5 eggs.
I know that's
Yeah.
right.
You just watched Newsmax.
Yeah, and I've lost time I will never get back. Thanks. Shit.